Have you ever failed in a big way and then really beat yourself up about it? That happened to me about 20 years ago. And back then, I had just written a book about the creative power we have inside of us to manifest our hopes and dreams. And just when I started to write this book, it seemed like everything in my life started to fall apart. And my clients over the years had dubbed me the Queen of Manifestation. So this felt pretty humiliating that I could suddenly no longer seem to practice what I had once preached. And not only was it scary, it was really embarrassing. And I was getting kind of desperate, like, what's going to happen to me? So one day I was in a bookstore looking for answers, and a book literally fell off the shelf and hit me in the head. I figured this is probably a message from the universe. It was the story of Findhorn Garden. So I loved reading about this spiritual community that had become a beacon of light and hope in the world. But I was even more interested to hear the history of the founders of Findhorn, because they had experienced what I was now experiencing. They used to teach these principles of manifestation, and then they lost their job and their resources dwindled. And this was an opportunity for them to take this deep inner journey. And I could see that everything they had learned from their own setbacks and on this spiritual journey had become the principles that Findhorn now organized itself around and had helped it grow and thrive and become this eco-village and this transformational learning center that now thousands of people came to learn from. So I was like, is the universe trying to tell me that that's happening to me? But I didn't want to hear that. I wanted my nice, easy, comfortable life back. So the next day, I was weeding my rose garden, and I heard this voice say, Amy, you're getting what you want. And a part of me was like, what? No, I am not. I did not want my relationship to dissolve or my business to dry up. This is mortifying. But it was like the story of Findhorn Garden opened me up to this inspiration from nature. And I had this thought: you plant a seed in the darkness because that activates its capacity to reach for the light. And reaching for the light is how things grow. So that means we need dark moments. And then I had this vision of these seeds that get planted in our soul when we're born, that eventually our soul wants to bring to life. So it needs the rich, dark, fertile soil of our dark moments to crack open the protective shell of this seed that keeps it safe but dormant. And then it can reach for the light, grow into who or what it was designed to be. And that just felt so comforting to me that maybe this is what was really happening to me. I wasn't this complete failure and disaster after all, but something bigger was kind of bursting out inside of me that wanted to come to life. I still wrestled with that a little bit until a few months later, it was the winter solstice, which in the Northern Hemisphere is the darkest day of the year. And I was sitting, drinking a cup of hot tea, looking at the lights on my Christmas tree. And I had this thought, okay, on the solstice, the sun hasn't disappeared. It's just our ability to access it is temporarily obstructed. And the same is true with me. The light inside of me hasn't disappeared. It's just temporarily obstructed by all these layers of shame and fear. And just as I had that thought, I looked down at the message on my teabag, and it said, delight the world with compassion, kindness, and grace. So I was pretty sure that was another message from the universe. And if I was ever going to navigate through this dark night of the soul, I was going to have to meet the dark, frozen, scary places inside of me with this healing light of loving kindness and compassion. So later that afternoon, I pulled an angel card. And guess what angel card I pulled? The angel of delight. So fast forward to today, I'm a therapist and a writer, and I help my clients navigate through dark nights of the soul. And the name of my website for my work is called Delight the World.